Joining me now to talk this through is Ronald Chapman II. He is a federal defense attorney based out of Detroit. Mr. Chapman, it's great to have you on the show. And, before the committee closed its doors, Republican Representative Kevin Brady, ranking member of the Ways and Means Committee, said Republicans were concerned about privacy protections and the precedent of releasing the taxes of private citizens. He said it's a, quote, dangerous new political weapon that could affect everyday Americans. In your view, could the potential release, or the release rather now, of these tax returns usher this so-called end to taxpayer privacy? What do you think?
Well, I hate to say it, but I think it absolutely does. First we have to look at IRS Code Section 6103, I believe. And my reading, and the reading of Judge McFadden, a district court judge that's already analyzed this issue, he said that it may not be right or even authorized to release these tax returns. That being said, it appears that the committee has decided to release some of the information, which may actually just be a summary of the returns, as opposed to the entire return. So it seems like they're trying to cut down the middle. I am concerned about privacy issues here. I'm also concerned about the stated goal of the Ways and Means Committee, which essentially was to audit presidential returns for the purposes of a presidential return program. With the quick release without modifications to the program, I'm a little concerned about pretext here.
Okay. Well, let's pull some thread here because, there was quite a bit of reporting on the former president's tax returns, particularly from the New York Times. And given that you're saying it's going to be some of the information, not all of it, regarding the tax returns, are we expecting anything new or any potential bombshell, if you will, as we begin to sift through these returns?
Well, certainly the public is waiting to see that. I expect, though, looking through all of the companies and all of the returns, the House Ways and Means Committee and investigators that will be able to get a hold of this will be able to find something close to a violation of the IRS code. And certainly with everything else Trump is facing, they may be able to add to the list of potential criminal referrals that are already in existence.
Could what we see in these returns explain why the former president withheld them during his 2016 campaign?
Well, absolutely. I hate to jump to a conclusion simply because he tried to litigate the release, but this is historic. President Trump thwarted the release of his tax returns for many years. As we know, most presidents have historically released them in order to show the public that they have nothing to hide. This is an important public policy standpoint, and it's very possible that the former president may have been avoiding the release of those returns because he's concerned about his behavior. These returns will go back many years, even before he probably even decided to run for office. And with that sort of investigation, his tax picture may not be as clean as he wants it to be.
Could any of this legally impact Trump's 2024 run? Let's look ahead here with all this unfolding.
Certainly. I think the first thing that we have to look at is the insurrection charge. If you are convicted of insurrection, you are essentially barred from holding the office of the presidency. Additionally, we have to look at the political considerations. If we have somebody who's currently under potential indictment or even investigation, politically he may be too hot to handle, and voters may be concerned about putting somebody in office who will later be tried for criminal offenses. So while I don't think we're going to see this case move that quickly, I don't think that we likely will see an indictment before the election. The fact that he's under this pressure at the moment may prevent him from having a successful run.
I'm curious, since there's so much up in the air right now, and given, you're saying it's going to take some time to see how this all unfolds, what do you have your eye on?
Well, I have my eye on the criminal referral. I'm also a little bit more focused on special counsel's investigation. Congress's findings, sure, great. They've got evidence. But we also have a special counsel who's working in silence, issuing grand jury subpoenas, investigating, looking at everything that's out there. And that special prosecutor may come up with something that is drastically different than the very difficult criminal referrals that we have in front of us. Insurrection, it's going to be difficult to prove. It'll be a contentious issue. But there may be other things that special counsel's investigating that he's able to land on pretty cleanly. Obviously the handling of classified information is still something that's out there and should be a big concern for President Trump, former President Trump.
Federal defense attorney Ronald Chapman II, thank you so much for your time tonight and insight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.